Hey everybody, welcome back to the Judgment commentary of Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2. But today, we're going to be checking out the latest episode that just dropped today, The Dawn of Humanity. Which, as far as my research goes, is in fact the last episode of the final season, part 2. But, contrary to what I said last time, it is not going to be the final episode of Attack on Titan. If the manga is anything to go off of, there would be a lot of stuff to cram in this last episode, so yeah, probably not going to be the last for now. Rumor is that there's going to be a part 3 or perhaps a movie or something that will tie up the rest of it, but as I said, don't think anything is confirmed yet. So my assumptions about it being the last episode were incorrect, my bad, but still, the last couple episodes that I watched were both really good. Some of the high points of Final Season Part 2 so far, honestly. Just the tension involved in it, just the tragic way that all played out is... it's certainly Attack on Titan. Basically, Armin and Connie tried to make their way onto the pier to get their hands on the flying boat, but they didn't want to have to kill anybody to get it because these are their friends, their former allies. They've known them their entire lives. They don't want to just kill them if they can let them live, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. Rumor had already spread that Armin, Connie, and the like had betrayed the Jaegerists, so they were suspicious of them. But even still, hearing the gunfire and everything, everyone went on high alert, and Armin and Connie had no choice but to kill a couple of their friends. And it was a very, very deeply painful moment. Obviously. I mean, they played it up so well, just how tragic and awful it was. None of the parties involved in that wanted to do what they did, but really, from both of their perspectives, they had no choice but to do it. It's a complicated thing, man. But all that aside, we did get some pretty high-octane combat from the female Titan, which we have not gotten any of that in a while. This was the first time we've gotten to see her transform into a Titan again, and she was doing the same kind of stuff she was doing before. She was dominating. She was taking them out with ease, spinning them around like they were nothing. At first, anyway. Honestly, I wasn't surprised when Annie and Reiner were just taking them out like they were nothing, but then the tables actually turned eventually. Once they started to gather their bearings and get their forces all just congregated on them, they kind of were getting owned. Yeah, in the end, Reiner and Annie just got decimated. They were on their last leg. They were gonna get freaking killed. If it wasn't for Falco, who decided to transform into his new Jaw Titan form for the first time, and then tip the scales back in their favor. And by the way, Falco's Jaw Titan is like an eagle bird thing. Just couldn't help themselves, could they? And I gotta give a shout out to the scene that's playing on the screen behind me right now. I mean, that had to be one of the most brutal executions in anything that I've ever seen. Just ever. I would do it a disservice to even describe it. You can see it right there, just how bloody it was. I mean, Mikasa didn't hold back at all with that. It was just excessive. They were already dead when she blew them up. And she did it so fast, the dude's head was still probably up in the air by the time that she was finished, after she sliced it off. Crazy. But at the end of the day, they did manage to get the flying boat, but bad news is they don't have time to get it all up and running to stop Eren before he reaches Marley. They said that by the time they get it all ready to go, he'll have already killed thousands of people by then. So now, without any further ado, let us just begin The Dawn of Humanity, the last episode for now. They're gonna be back with more, probably. I was all hyped up to finally see the end of Attack on Titan, but you know what? That's fine. Jeez, well, they ended off Final Season Part 2 on a more, I guess, sentimental note, one might say. We got to see one last brief moment of levity from before Eren decided to, well, put his master plan into action. When he set everything up, set the dominoes, ready to knock him over. Everyone got to be, well, a little happy for a second there. They got to do one last scouting mission. And their hope was that at that meeting, maybe that guy wouldn't try to persecute the entire island and say, no, these are our enemies, but he did. He did. He did vouch for those of Eldian blood in other countries who had nothing to do with the island, but then said, no, the island devils are the problem, the ones who ran away and hid behind the walls and, have thousands and thousands of colossal titans waiting to smash everything. They're the enemy. But after he said everyone on the island were the true enemies, Eren just got up and left. He's like, okay, yeah, screw this. And decided that they would all die. Even now, right at the very end, as he was setting foot on the shores of Marley, he was saying it. He's gonna kill them all. Harkening back to when his mother was eaten. And his sole goal that we heard was he was going to kill all of the Titans. But that goal expanded pretty fast, didn't it? And instead of being about killing the Titans, it was about killing the people who sent the Titans. That being Marley. And then not just Marley, but everybody. Everybody else, because he believes if he spares them, the cycle of revenge will not stop, and they'll just simply keep going after them. And I've mentioned this before, but it is really twisted to think about that Eren's plan to kill everyone else in the world except those on the island literally will put them in the position that they thought they were in at the beginning of the show. That they were locked behind the walls and that everyone else in the world was dead. Put them right back at square one. But at least in this case, well, there'll be no Titans outside the walls trying to eat everybody, but not much better off. And there'll still be Titans. The Titan shifters, their powers, unless Eren can just delete them, they'll still be there. Oh well, this is all pointless, random discussion at this rate. I mean, I guess that's about what you'd expect for the end of a part of a season here, but all in all though, Final Season Part 2 delivered quite well. It was intense, it was filled with action, had a lot of good things to think about. It was pretty dang good. And they did improve the animation quite a lot too. Part 1 definitely had some rough moments, but Part 2, they had started to get a hang of it. And it's strange that the episode is called The Dawn of Humanity. We didn't get to really see the dawn. We're looking at the frickin' dusk, man. Unless they can stop Eren in his tracks, everyone's dead. But at this point, of course, they're already too late to stop him from killing thousands. He's already at the shore, and from what we can tell, they haven't even started trying to put everything together. They're still trying to get the flying boat to the place where they can, get it working. He's already there. People are gonna get trampled. And the entirety of their fleet, they assembled that whole fleet, all those ships, the combined forces of humanity's power, brushed aside like they were nothing. They took out, a couple dozen colossal titans at best? There were thousands more right behind them. It's impressive that they were able to take out as many as they did with that cannon fire, but it was nowhere near enough. Also, may I say, I thought Eren turned into like a big slug thing. No, he turned into a big skeleton thing. I mean, he was a little obscured when I first saw him, so I thought he was like fleshy, but he is not fleshy at all. He's mostly skeletal. So what's next for Attack on Titan? Well, maybe a part 3, maybe a movie. Maybe I should look it up and see, hold on. Looks like they dropped a part 3 teaser, very short, 15 seconds, just to let everybody know it's coming. There they are standing in a footprint of one of the Titans, dude. It's a nice sweatshirt that she's wearing down there. 2023. Yep. So, yeah, despite the fact that this is the final season, they could have easily split it in 2. I guess they overestimated how much they were going to be able to put into this last season here. So, now it's final season part frickin' 3 coming 2023. What's interesting is, apparently, according to what I'm reading here, this last episode made it up to chapter 130 of the manga, but there were only 139 chapters in the original manga, so part 3 will only encompass 9 chapters. Now, I don't know how many chapters typically make it into an episode, but 9 chapters doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, you'd think at the very least you could go, 1 chapter an episode. I would imagine sometimes they can maybe even fit even more than that, who knows, and apparently we're still not even 100% if this is the end of the series or not, but it's like, it has to be. There's 9 freaking chapters left that need to be adapted. There's no way that they could split it off even further. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see in 2023 exactly what they do with part 3, but this episode, man, it captured a great duality, Just the good of humanity, everybody chilling out, partying, having a good time, and then the existential horror of seeing the rumbling step up onto somebody's shores is unrivaled. Imagine actually being one of those soldiers, and you just see thousands of towering monsters all marching towards you, an entire Navy fleet being cast aside like rag dolls, and you just got nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to stop them, while a giant devil skeleton man is behind them, leading it. So, I guess that's it for now, guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, subscribe to be updated on more in 2023, and I guess, just be updated on whatever else I do around here. I've got a lot that I've been up to lately, but yeah, that was it. Hope you guys have enjoyed Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2. Hope you've been fine putting up with my nonsensical rambling as I tried to make my way through this here. I honestly thought they did a good job with final season part 2. They did good, but now we'll see what part 3 has to offer. There's even some rumors that they might change up some details about the ending given how controversial it was. I'm probably not going to be able to tell when it happens if it's going to be the original or not, but maybe there'll be some comments I get that can help clear that up. Who knows? We got a year before that happens. But it's been wild, guys. Hope you've had fun, and I hope to catch you at the real conclusion to Attack on Titan once part 3 drops, and maybe I'll see you somewhere else along the way. Who knows? But till we meet again, I will see you guys later.